Today we have 17 people in the race, I think, if I'm not mistaken. I'm gonna bring up the chat, so if anyone has any questions, you can put them into the comments, into the live chat, whatever you want to call it. And we had a problem on the HUD. It said we had a 3-lap race for some reason, but now it fixed itself. 18-minute session around the historic circuit of Suzuka. Of course, many great moments here in the past, for example the Senna and Prost battles for the championship before. I'm gonna get my spectator menu up. I'm gonna have a track map on. Fastest lap. Who's the first person out on track? Is going to be, I think, Sector or Cornelius, I want to say. Cornelius new here, of course. We see a familiar face returning, EPR Warrior. We haven't seen him since season 1, but he's back for more here, returning in Japan. Of course, we didn't have the best race last season around Japan. Well, it wasn't streamed, so that was the downside. And it's going to be a very tricky race. It's a very tight circuit, and as we see, the F3 drivers tend to be a little bit aggressive. They go for the gap. As Senna said, if you don't go for the gap, you're not a racing driver. I think that's how the quote went. As no future to see is in the comments, I don't think it's the best idea for you to comment and race at the same time, but I'm not here to judge. You can do whatever you want. It's 2020. Now Sector will be the first man on a flying lap. He is on the soft tires. Of course, there's a bump here which isn't there in real life, and I hope it gets fixed in the new game, because if you're running with no traction, you can easily spin out there, especially if you're on a flying lapper. When you're going at, I think, 250 kilometers per hour there, but I'm not too sure. Now, into the S section, Sector is a very tricky combination of corners, going uphill, goes down to 4th gear, into 5th. He is in hot lap mode right now, into overtake for the small straight. Oh, that's him getting his lap time invalidated. It was through the first Digna, I think that's what it's called. Well done, Cam, you just won 2 races in 2 hours. Hopefully you're gonna make it 3 and 3. Now who else is on a lap? There is Catboy Key, I think, but I don't think he's on a flying lap. It doesn't look like it. I want to see how EPR Wario does. He's of course an OG round here. I'm really gassed that he's here tonight. I think last season he was in the Racing Point, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, oh, that's him very iffy into Spoon. Hopefully that wasn't his flying lap. Oh, anyone coming close to finishing their lap times? Catboy, I don't think he's going to be finishing a lap time. Yeah, no, he is. 1 minute 29.5. It didn't look like the best lap time, but it's respectable. It's of course probably only a banker. He can definitely do better than that. Now, anyone close to finishing their lap times that are not invalidated? I think there is a Toro Rosso of Bryn. Yeah, oh, as you can see there, the bump really messing him up. 1 minute 28.6. That is a provisional pole time. Gets beaten by Novia to see in the sister Red Bull. 1 minute 28.5. Vitinho, the championship leader by 10 points currently. Only 4th position. That is not the best lap time from him. 1:29.5. The Arasaka planning, his teammate in the Ferrari, also not the best. 1 minute 29.8. Not the best track for the Ferraris. Doesn't seem like it. Anyone else finishing their lap times? New Zealand Cam will be starting his lap time on the hard tyres. I think there is... No, that was New Zealand Cam. I was just looking at my mini-map. Riley will also be starting his flying lap. Oh, you see the curb there. Oh, that could put him in the wall very easily. Great job for him to save it. And first, I'm going to push up the championship standings currently. Vitinho with 126 points. He is in first position as Bryn goes second, 1 minute 28.6. Oh no, that was before. My bad. You can just go roast me now. Wario sets at 1 minute 34 on 2 lap old hards. Not the best lap time from him. I think that's the second Williams now coming up. That was the SY Tech. I think he will be starting his lap time. But going back to the standings, Riley is just behind Vitinho on 116 points. That's a 10 point gap between first and second position, so anything can happen in the remaining 5 rounds, I think it is. Now, no future to see. The man in provisional pole position currently, he has 108 points. 18 of Vitinho. Nose Cool is doing his job. I'm forgetting how to do simple maths and how to talk English, so like... Then it is Messi. I'm not sure if he's still racing, but he's still on the standings. Storm, who is here tonight with us in the lovely Mercedes, he is 6th with 87 points, and then the gap starts to get bigger. Sector with only 71 points. He's been doing a madness this season, but lately he didn't score a lot of points. He of course retired in Italy and only got 12 points in Singapore. Pizza Parker goes faster, also here since season 1. 1 minute 28 flat, 5/10 faster than no future to see in the sister Red Bull. I think that's New Zealand. No, he goes into the pits. DSY Tech, 1 minute 13.1. The Williams, just like in real life, not very competitive. Oh, that's DSY into the barrier and out of the qualifying session. Unlucky from him, but Sector, the man with 71 points in the championship currently, 1 minute 27.6 and further 4/10 faster than Pizza Parker. A massive gap from Sector to no future to see. 9/10, nearly a second if you can do the maths. Then just gonna update you with the wins in the season, if I can even call it that. Vitinho with 0 wins actually. He hasn't picked up a single win this season, even though he is leading the championship. Then Riley, he picked up 1 win, and that was around the British Grand Prix. No future to see, who is 3rd currently, picked up 1 win earlier on in the season, and that was around China. And then Storm has won 2, but he hasn't been very consistent. Storm won the opening round of the season, and he won around Germany, I want to say. It says DE, and I think that stands for Deutschland, which is Germany in German, so yeah. Now Storm goes 5th fastest, 1 minute 29 flat. Hopefully we don't see him going airborne again, as he did going into Ascari. I think it was under the banking we had a massive crash there. If you haven't seen it, go watch the stream. We had 4 safety cars, I want to say. It was quite a race. As now Cowboy Key is going on to a flying lap. Oh my god, as my phone falls. Hopefully it's alright. Yeah, it is. So I won't be spending 200 for a new screen. Lots of retirees right now. Winnie's Cornelius, he is a debutant here, I think, or else someone changed their name. Tech is also out, but he set a lap time, and New Zealand Cam is also out with no lap time to his name. Now EPR Wario going into turns 1 and 2. Very fast sequence of corners up the hill now through the S section. I'm going to go on board with him for the rest of the lap. He keeps him 5th, goes down to 4th momentarily, goes back up to 5th, now into 6th. He doesn't put it into overtake mode like the pole sitter, provisional pole sitter sector did into the 2 Degnas, I think that's what they're called. Into the hairpin, which is also called the Kobayashi hairpin. That's its official name, but nobody really calls it that, if I'm not mistaken. So into the Kobayashi hairpin. I really like my corner names, so I'm gonna say them basically. Now into the spoon curve, we saw a massive crash there between Verstappen and Vettel last season, I want to say, or 2 seasons ago. I can't remember honestly, as that is Catboy Key into the wall. I think that like bump messed him up, but Wario went through 130R. It is named that because it used to have a 130 degree radius. Now up to the line, 1 minute 29.2, only 1/10 off the championship leader. Now the championship leader, I don't think this is a competitive lap time, but he goes into the hairpin where we saw Albon and Norris, if I remember, clash last season, not this season because it is 2020. Also a lot of bumps I see in the pits. I don't know why it's that, I just find it annoying. Now Cowboy Aquaplaning goes into the pits. We see Delta spinning it in the section. He's probably with no traction, because it's quite easy to do that with no traction. Riley, the man in second in the championship, he will be hoping for a race win here around Suzuka. As I'm going to tell you some facts about the circuit. I know Liam, my ex-co-commentator, found it boring. So yeah, as Pizza Parker is coming up to Riley, I think Pizza Parker is on a flying lap. Yeah, he is. Riley has to let him pass. Now I want to see what Pizza Parker does in the lovely, I want to say, sky blue turquoise helmet. It's really plain, but I really like the design. Matches quite well with the Toro Rosso livery. Of course, next season it will be Alpha Tauri. Into the chicane. Now onto the bump of the F, he goes into the pits, so it must have been invalidated. On a competitive lap time, there is a Haas. That's Delta going into the pits. 4 minutes remaining in the session. People will be going out on their last few laps now. Well, O'Billy invalidated his out lap, and that is Sector with a new fastest lap time, 1 minute 27.4. Beats his previous lap time by 1.5 tenths. Then just a few facts. The lap length around here is 5.8 kilometers, or if you prefer to miles, 3.6 miles. The pole position is on the left hand side of the track, so if you didn't know that, you're welcome. I'm not gonna say the race distance because I can't do division in my head, but in real life it's 307 kilometers. The race distance, which would be 153, I want to say, roughly, kilometers in the 50% races that we run. You're on full throttle for 66% of the lap, according to McLaren in 2017, I want to say. Now, going up to 130R, that is of course probably his in lap, but it's just beautiful to see them go through this high speed corner. He slows down, he ran out of fuel, I think, as that is well Billy. I think he will be the man to finish his lap time. Goes through 130R very cleanly. Hopefully we don't see an incident there. It will be great if we see an overtake, because they're always magnificent to watch, but not a crash. As well, Billy goes into the pits. Hopefully during the pandemic everyone is staying safe at home, racing on their sim racing setup, or whatever you want to do. Just make sure to stay at home to keep everyone safe, especially the elderly. But going back to the qualifying, Bryn now on his final lap time, I want to say. He is catching up to Novier, who is on his outlap. Now, could Bryn put it on pole position? He has to find 1.2 tenths in this lap. But will he be able to do it? That's the question. Goes through 130R as he gives up on the lap. He backs out of it. I think he will be going for another lap now. Yes, he does. Now we will see people going on their final laps in the qualifying session. Now, if you're to see with his pumpkin helmet, I don't think it's the right month to have this on. It's May. I nearly said April. It's May, and the pumpkin is usually reserved for Halloween, but you do you. Now into the Degnas, he gets invalidated, so that will be qualifying over for him. Bryn goes cleanly through the Degnas. EPR Wario retires from the session. I'm not sure if there's Sector is on his outlap, but he can't finish his lap. He can't finish his outlap in time. Now Sturm, he's catching up to Sector. He will get slipstream off him. Hopefully Sector pulls off to the side. Storm goes down to 7th gear. I'm not sure why, but Sector may be giving him a bit of dirty air. Now let's see what lap time he'll get. He goes into the pits. Now no future to see. He is coming up to the end of his lap. He got invalidated. My mistake. Bryn, will he go faster? Will he go on pole? No, he doesn't, but he goes into third position. Pizza Parker, last man to finish his... No, that's a mistake. Riley is also here. He goes through the chicane. Looks like quite a fast lap time. What will he get? He improves by 110, but that is not enough to bring up a position. Pizza Parker, what will he get? He keeps second position, but I'm not sure if he improves on it. So quite an eventful qualifying here. Sector puts it on pole, but it's a 2-3 for the Toro Rossos. They must be very happy back they're in Italy. I want to say because they were Minardi before, so now they're Torosso. So I'm right, I think. If I'm not, just correct me. Okay. He improved by 3 tenths, I think, because it was 2 tenths. He was 2 tenths off sector at the end. Now we're just waiting for everybody to join, put their strategy on, select their strategy, I meant. And yeah. Now I'm just looking at the track map. For some reason the first corner is called the first corner. Not gonna question that. What are these names? The last corner is just called the last curve. The people that run the Suzuka circuit are very creative with their names, that's all I'm gonna say. But now to run you through the grid, it's sector on pole position. Pizza Parker is entirely behind him in second. Bryn in third. Great job from the Red Bull family here around Suzuka. And over to see is fourth. Riley fifth, the championship contender. Sturm sixth. And the championship leader 2 places behind his main, three places behind his main 2 rivals, Novi Juicy and Riley. EPR Wario, the returnee, in 8th place. Catboy Key in 9th, the second Ferrari of Aquaplaning in 10th. As V8 field spins on the formation lap, I'm not sure you're supposed to be doing that. Don't think it's quite healthy for your tires. DSY Tech, he is in 12th position. Delta 13th, New Zealand Cam in 14th, Cornelius in 15th, Weenies in 16th, and Dwello Billy in 17th. And something new, this corner is called 200R because it has a 200 degree radius. Yeah, as a 200 radius, that's all I'm gonna say, as I have a voice crack. Hopefully we don't see any heroics into 130R, as Jeff would say. Well, he doesn't say that, he says no heroics into Santa Vosh around Monaco, but here I think it was V8 field, if I'm not mistaken, who made a joke, no heroics into 130R. Well, I want to see some heroics into 130R. I want to see some great overtaking through there. As sector pulls up to the pole position grid spot. So I'm going to pop the spectator menu. That's a great idea. Everybody on the soft, apart from V8 field, which is very interesting. Now let's see what they can do, as we have a great camera angle, not gonna lie. I can perfectly see all the cars. As well, Billy, the last man to pull up onto the grid. Now going back to sector Bryn. Alright, now we have a good camera angle. 4 or 5 red lights out, and away we go. Sector with a good start. Pizza Parker right behind him. He's going side by side into the first corner. We're keeping it quite clean through there, going down through the grid. I don't think anybody has spun, so great job from them, as Wario is now trying to go side by side with Sturm. Oh, that's Vitinho. He's onto the gravel. He's back onto the race track, but disaster start for him from the championship leader. No Virtus, he got the position on Bryn. That will be the Red Bull into the podium positions. Wario gets ahead of Sturm. Not the best start from the two Ferraris as New Zealand Cam goes for a move into the Kobayashi hairpin. Great move from him, very clean. And the two Mercedes drivers into 7th and 9th. Now Storm is eyeing up a move on Wario into Spoon. He doesn't go for it as Tech leaves the session. I'm not sure why, probably because of internet issues. Now in going onto the back stretch, going into 130R, he will be too far away. But New Zealand Cam, he is very close to Cowboy Key. Will he go for a move into the chicane? Yes, he does. Round the outside, it will be the inside, and that's an amazing move from the Mercedes driver as Storm goes into the wall and he takes disaster. Cornelius puts it into the wall. Storm puts it into the wall. Cowboy Key also put it into the wall. 3 cars out on the same corner. Not the greatest start to the Grand Prix as they would hope for. Storm retires from the Grand Prix. I'm not sure what caused it. I think it was the bump, but I saw for a second that Storm went onto the gravel on the exit of the chicane. But New Zealand Cam with a great start currently. Where did he start? That is the wrong one. He started in 14th position. He is up 7 places. I don't want to put the commentator's curse on it, so I'm just going to say that he's been doing very crap. As Tech leaves the session again, some internet issues from him. Oh, Sector leading the race in his number 57 Renault. The banana car, not really a banana anymore because of the blacks. It's mostly black now. I really like the testing livery. It looked really good on the Renault in my opinion. But Pisa Parker in second, no view to see up a position from his starting position into P3, Bryn down a position, down into 4th. Riley stays in the same position as he started in. Wario up by 2 positions. He had a great battle with Storm, who unfortunately retired from the race. DRS New Zealand Cam in 7th, Delta in 8th, Swinny's in 9th, up 7 positions, just like New Zealand Cam. Vitinho down 3 positions. Because of the safety car, he can recover quite nicely and maybe even get on the podium, maybe even win the race. We're only 3 laps in. V8 Field has kept his position. The Aqua Planning was in the pits, but now he's back on track. While Low Billy up 4 positions, he started dead last. Tech down 2 positions. Cornelius has kept 15th place. He hasn't given up, even though of the crash he had at the start of the race. So now everybody, most of the grid is behind the safety car. Tech is still having internet issues. I might as well just get an update on the other 2 races and see how they are doing. If you have any questions, put them into the comments section down below. Not in the comment section, into the live chat. I always make that mistake. Let's check F2. It's a lap 3 currently, just like us, but they're not under the safety car, as Plix is leading the race. The safety car isn't coming in this lap, which is good because I would have completely missed that. Tim is in second and Gavin is in third. So that's the podium positions currently in F2. And I'm going to check the F1 race. Of course, if you haven't already, like the video, subscribe to our channel. As there is a wet race in F1, there is a safety car out currently. Lap 5, IGK Nolan is in first position, second NSX Montana, and third Will G. If only one retiree of Lewis, 11004. Alright, so we had a good turnout here. 17 drivers. At the start, I think we had 10 drivers, so it was looking not the best, but then everybody started to join, and we ended up with 17. Only 2 retirements currently, which is quite good for the average of 3 race. I'm not gonna lie. As apparently No Future to See is running with a Monza setup. I don't think that's the smartest of moves. I'm not gonna lie. One thing I find interesting about the circuit, it is actually basically in the city, but because it's on a hill or a mountain, you can't really see the city, which I found quite interesting. Now, any other stats I could provide you with, I'm not sure if the safety car is coming in this lap. It probably will. Yes, it is. So I'm not gonna bore you with some facts. We're just gonna see pure racing. As you can see, safety car is in this lap. Sector will be restarting the grid. It's up to him when he will want to restart it. He's now slowing down, warming up his tires. When will he restart the grid? I think it will be on the exit of the chicane. Yeah, yes, he does. Hopefully no one gets caught out by the bump of death, basically, as I think they're having issues with warming up their tires, as Sector and Pizza Parker were both weaving on the main straight. Of course, it's the only DRS zone on the whole track, so it's not really an overtaking track. As EPR Wario really close to Riley. Wario seems very confident in the S section. Now, any battles currently happening, I'm just gonna tell you that last season VRT Super Guy NL won the race. I think he did the Grand Slam. He got pole position. He got the fastest lap. No, he didn't get the fastest lap because Dylan took it away from him just before the end because he went onto the soft tires. But Wario was really wide at Spoon, as Sector now nearly has a 1 second lead over Pizza Parker, as there's a virtual safety car. That was Wildlow Billy, as you see on the mini map. He crashed at Dunlop, and that is Sector into the pits. Pizza Parker doesn't follow him in there. I think he will be going for an undercut. EPR Wario staying behind Riley. Now, what tires does Sector go onto? He goes onto the mediums. That is also Vitinho into the pits. V8 Field also into the pits, but he has a 5-second time penalty, so not the best from him. New Zealand Cam, the last of the 4 into the pits. Well, not really the last, but he was the last I saw. But Pizza Parker restarts. No Future to See second, and we're in third. Great from the Red Bull family currently. As there's yellow flags in Sector 1, I'm not sure for what that was. But now Bryn is coming up to the Kobayashi hairpin, tries to go around the outside of No Future to See, but there's no room there for him. Now going into 200R. Will he go for a move on No Future to See? He is ready to pounce anytime No Future to See makes a mistake. No, he will probably wait for 130R or even for the hairpin, as we see a great helicopter view of the two fighting. Bryn is, no, he is not close enough to go for a move into 130R, but he is close enough to go in for a move into the chicane. He tries to go for the gap, but he backs out. He loses the back end a bit. Oh, great save from Bryn as the DRS has been enabled. Now EPR Wario goes for a move on Riley. Will he go around the outside of turn 1? He will try to. He is in non-ERS mode. I think he's waiting for DRS to actually take into to go into place, because they didn't have DRS just there. As that is New Zealand Cam in front of Delta, who is in the pits onto the hard tyres. I'm not sure the strategy around here. It's probably a soft medium or a soft medium soft, I want to say. But there's two battles currently happening out on track. It's Bryn and EPR Wario going into the hairpin now through 200R. He lost some time to Riley, who is in front of him. The SY Tech is in the second Williams, catching up to Aquaplaning. Will it be a good race for the Williams boys? They are second last in the constructors with only 31 points, while the Racing Point, who right now Sweeney's is the only driver in the Racing Point this race, they are bottom with 27 points, only 4 points behind the two Williams, yeah, that's how to say it. But Bryn now catching up to No Future to See, going as there is another VSC. How many VSCs and safety cars can we have in one race? We had 2 VSCs so far and 1 safety car. Now probably all drivers will be saving their ERS, apart from Riley. He has it in low mix for some reason. I don't know if he hasn't seen it or it's deliberate, but I'm not sure, as the second Red Bull of V8 field has retired from the race, as we have restarted from the VSC. No Future to See has gotten a good run on Pizza Parker, now into Spoon. No Future to See is in overtake mode. He is ready to go for an overtake on Pizza Parker, as we see V8 field there parked up. Now let's see, he is not close enough yet to go into 130R, but will he go for a move into the chicane? He is too far away, but of course he will have DRS onto the pit straight, as Pizza Parker had a bit of a moment through the last curve. Will No Future to See big close enough to go for a move on Pizza Parker? Yes, he is. Goes down the inside. Pizza Parker goes a little bit wide, which allows No Future to See to get past him, and that is No Future to See into P1. Pizza Parker and Bryn now in second and third. Wario has lost quite a bit of time to Riley, but Sweeney's is right behind the Ferrari of the RS Aquaplaning, as the SY Tech retires from the session. Not the best race from the championship leader so far. He is in 12th position, outside the points paying positions. Now he gets elevated up to 11th because of the retirement of the SY Tech. And that is Sweeney's and the RS Aquaplaning going side by side into the hairpin. Now into 200R, Sweeney's gets the position. But will the RS Aquaplaning have a run on him? Will he go down the inside of Spoon? No, he doesn't. He's too far away. Of course, there's a compound difference between him and Sweeney's. Sweeney's will have more grip, but it will apply to him later on in the race because of tyre wear. Now the DRS aquaplaning, he is too far away of Sweeney's to go for a move. As if you're watching and commenting in the chat, please don't spam it. We are in the middle of a race. As you see, a weird camera angle of the DRS aquaplaning's wheel and suspension, but he is too far away to go for a move on Sweeney's. No other real battles happening currently out on track. The Ferrari and the Racing Point now going into the S section. As I have to take a sip of water. We're on lap 10 currently. The DRS aquaplaning lost a bit of time to Sweeney's, but going up to the front, as the gap between the top three is only 1 second, which will provide some amazing racing hopefully for us here around Suzuka. It was, I think, built for Honda originally, but then Suzuka took it over and now they started to host F1 races. But I don't really know about this, so I'm not going to go too in depth into this. Now going over the exit of the Degnas, it's a unique circuit. This is the only circuit that is a figure 8, which means that a circuit overlaps itself. As Bryn goes into the pits, what tyre will he go on to? Of course, the Toro Rosso garage is quite far away from where the entrance of the pit is. He goes on to a fresh set of the medium tyres. Now Peter Parker is right behind No Fear to See. If No Fear to See makes a mistake, Peter Parker will go for it. Full guns blazing. Right now he is saving ERS. No Fear to See has 20% less ERS to play with currently. Peter Parker has been doing a great job with the management. Sector now right behind Aquaplaning, who's been going down the grid after the safety car restart. But let's see if he will be close enough to go for a move into Spoon. As I think he had a bit of a moment, I saw him move his wheel frantically. I think it was to correct maybe oversteer. Now Sector, will he be close enough to the DRS aquaplaning? No, he is not. We still haven't seen a move into 130R, but a great helicopter shot. Will he go around the outside? No, he doesn't. They both catch up to Sweeney's in the process. Sweeney's didn't have the best lap, and that's a great move from Sector down the inside of the last curve. Now they're still going side by side into turn 1. Oh, that's Sector. He has spun. Sector has spun in turn 1. At turn 1, I should have said. And that's him down in position to his teammate Cornelius. Not the smartest idea to go side by side through 130R. Not 130R, through the first turn. As that was No Fear to See into the pits on the new mediums. Bryn has gotten a 4-second undercut on No Fear to See. That is a massive undercut, if I say myself. If I say so the least. I think that's how the saying goes. Now the DRS aquaplaning is still behind Sweeney's, but he's not within 1 second anymore, as Wario gets a 3-second time penalty. Wario really pushing it on his ERS management. He was in hot lap mode. He surely has to conserve it. As Peter Parker into the pits. Will Wario follow him into the pits? I think that was a track extending warning for him. Sweeney's is also into the pits, so those are the last of the soft runners that are going into the pits. Pizza Parker goes onto the mediums. I want to see the gap between him and No Fear to See. No Fear to See goes into the chicane as Bryn sets the fastest lap time, 1:31.4. Where will Pizza Parker come out? Will it be ahead of the Red Bull? Yes, it is. So No Fear's had a shocking in lap. New Zealand Cam right now in a Toro Rosso sandwich. Has done an amazing job so far. He is up, I want to check, 9 positions from 13th position, which is where he started. Oh, that's Breen. It was a sketchy moment from him. Goes down to first gear and upshifts early into second and third. Just to update you on the constructor standings, Renault have 189. 2 points behind them is McLaren, and then a further 8 points behind McLaren is Ferrari. Now Vitinho, the championship leader, is eyeing up a move on Wario. Will he be able to go for a move? I think he's too far away, but Pizza Parker now, he will wait for a DRS on New Zealand Cam. Will New Zealand Cam have DRS on Brendan? No, he won't. Cornelius has DRS on DRS aquaplaning, but he is too far away. Now New Zealand Cam was trying to break the slipstream, but he has to slot in behind Bryn. He was just a sitting duck, and Pizza Parker gets up into 5th position. New Zealand Cam probably screaming down his mic right now to Jeff GP2 engine, as Alonso famously did around here in 2015 or 16. I'm not the greatest with quotes and when they are from, but Cornelius behind DRS aquaplaning. They will surely have to pit in one more time, probably for another set of mediums, or maybe even for a brand new set of softs. Now let's see, New Zealand Cam really close to Pizza Parker, but it won't be close enough going back to the fight for first position, as Sector has caught up to his teammates in the Renault. Will he see a move into the chicane? No, I think he is too far away, unless he does a Ricardo dive bomb. I think that was him exceeding track limits a bit. But now Cornelius has a run on the DRS aquaplaning. Will he be close enough? That is the question. He will swerve to the outside off turn 1. They're going side by side, but DRS aquaplaning squeezes him a bit, and that is Cornelius keeping 2nd position. Great defending from aquaplaning. New Zealand Cam 4/10s behind Pizza Parker. They have caught back up to Bryn. I think that shows that Pizza Parker has way more pace than New Zealand Cam, as New Zealand Cam was struggling to keep up with the Toro Rosso driver. Now Sector 2/10s behind Cornelius. He had a moment through the deck now, but I think Cornelius let him pass because Sector has way more speed than Cornelius. I need to get a nickname for him. Cornelius is just getting a bit too much, I keep repeating it. But I think that was some teamwork from the Renault drivers. It looked like Cornelius gave up his position. Hopefully it was because of Cornelius' position and it wasn't an Alonso is faster than you moment, but instead of Alonso it's Sector is faster than you. I think it was tell me if you understood the message or something. But Sector now at the back of aquaplaning. He has been here before against the same driver, if I'm not mistaken. but he has done a great job to catch back up to him. I'm not sure if the mediums will last to the end of the Grand Prix. It's 11 laps to go. It could be quite sketchy. But now sector into the two Degnas. He is not close enough to DRS Aquaplaning. He goes a little bit wide, or that was Cornelius. It was one of the Renaults, either way. I saw some gravel and dust up in the air. Sector now really close to DRS Aquaplaning. Will he go for a move into Spoon? I don't think so. I think he's too far away. Now onto the back stretch. Will he be close enough to go for a move into 130R? He is in overtake mode. He has slipstream, no DRS though. He is super away, but surely he will go for a move into the chicane. No, he doesn't. He backs out. That will leave him with DRS onto the next straight. DRS Aquaplaning in overtake mode, same as Sector, but Sector has way more ERS to play around with. This time Sector tries to go around the outside, but DRS Aquaplaning squeezes him, but DRS Aquaplaning goes wide and Sector goes for a move. Oh, they make contact. That's DRS Aquaplaning doing a half spin, and Cornelius now getting past DRS Aquaplaning through the S section. You wouldn't think there would be a lot of moves through the S section tonight, but the two Renault drivers just mugged Aquaplaning off. Now New Zealand Cam really close to Pizza Parker, but right behind him is no future to see. DRS Aquaplaning goes down another position. He's going side by side with Pizza Parco. Oh, that's DRS Aquaplaning. Thanks God there wasn't any wall close to the track, as DRS Aquaplaning retires from the session. Not the best evening from the Ferrari driver. Oh my God. Aquaplaning didn't ghost, and that is Riley with front wing damage. That will be very hard for him to go through 130R now, as Riley just goes past Vitinho, probably out of anger. But that leaves Cornelius with a free pit stop. He has a 5-second time penalty, I think. He goes onto the soft tyres. No one else benefiting. No, my bad. It's Vitinho, Riley, Wario and Sweeney's trying to benefit from the VSC. But the VSC just comes in. It comes in. It gets turned off. I don't know. What do you say when the VSC stops? Because it can't really come in because it's not a real thing, but who cares? Now New Zealand Cam behind Pizza Parker. Of course, the drivers on the soft tyres will try to catch up to the front runners. As I have to take another sip of water as I'm losing my voice. No fear to see, will he be close enough to New Zealand Cam to go for a move through 130R? I don't think he will, no. New Zealand Cam with some amazing straight line speed. Now no fear to see. I think he will wait for the DRS. Yes, he does. Will we see a move into the first turn? Onto the pit straight. He is not quite close enough, of course. New Zealand Cam has DRS on Pizza Parker, which is making it harder for No Future to see to get past him. But currently, I'm going to update you on this, on the top 3 in the standings. Vitinho will keep first position. Now I don't know about Riley. I think they will be level on points. No, Riley will be ahead by 2 points currently in the championship, but Wario really close to Riley. Will he go for a move? Yes, he does. Riley squeezing him out onto the marbles next to the pit wall. But that's a clean move from Wario, and that's him up into 8th position. Great return race from him. Now going back to the battle for the last podium position. I think New Zealand Cam will still have to pit in. The same as Sector, 13 lap old mediums. Can they do a further 8 laps? That's the real question. No future to see. He is not quite close enough to New Zealand Cam. Cam will have DRS on Pizza Parker, so it will be again quite hard for no future to see to get past. But Sector sets the fastest lap time of the race, 1 minute 39. As no future to see really close to New Zealand Cam. He's just waiting for him to make a mistake, trying to pressure him into a mistake. But you just can't do that. New Zealand Cam keeping level-headed. He's just trying to do his best, trying to get the last podium position off Pizza Parker. And I'll go look at the fastest lap time. Yes, it's Sector 1 minute 30.966. The man closest to him is Bryn, 1 minute 31.4. So quite the difference. Oh, that's no future to see. Hitting New Zealand Cam in the rear. As now New Zealand Cam has lost around a second to Bryn. No future to see now, really close to Cam. Will we see the infamous move into 130R? I hope we do. Yes, we do. He goes around the outside. New Zealand Cam has to back off, but that's a great move. New Zealand Cam really close to No Future to See, but No Future to See does an amazing job to keep his position as New Zealand Cam gets a 5-second time penalty. I wish Cam went side by side, because that would have just made it even more perfect, but we got the overtake I was hoping for. Now going back to the battle for 4 points. It will be very important for Riley to snatch 8th position from Wario, as Wario goes a little bit wide. Now we see Sweeney's. Is he close enough to Riley? If Wario wasn't there, I think he would have been. Oh, they're really close. He could throw a blanket over them into the chicane. But no position changes so far. Riley will have DRS and slipstream on Wario, which will prevent Sweeney's from getting a good run on him, which is quite unfortunate for the Racing Point driver. He will be picking up 1 point currently for the team. It will not elevate them up a position in the standings, but it will surely help them in the constructors. Now Wario, there's a massive gap of 50 points between Toro Rosso and Williams in the constructor standings, of 50 points. And just a random fun fact that I've seen, the gap between the first place in the constructors to 8th place in the constructors in F3 is the same, is nearly the same as the gap between 1st and 2nd in F1, which is quite crazy if you ask me. As New Zealand Cam into the pits, he is onto soft tyres, as I didn't see Cornelius and Vitinho going in the pits for brand new tyres. Surely Sector will have to pit in, but that is No Future to See making a mistake in the S section, going onto the gravel. Going back to the fight, Riley and Sweeney's are going side by side. Riley with the better top end speed, But will Sweeney's go be close enough? No, he will not. Riley, I think he was lagging a bit there. Maybe a bit of desync. No real battles apart from these three. Wario is just basically there to give Riley DRS. It's a bit of a DRS train if you ask me. You see them a lot in the higher ranked tiers such as F1 and sometimes in F2, but you never really see them in F3 because everybody is just trying to prove that they're good enough for F2. Just like you see in real life, the junior categories, they go for the move. You don't really see it in F1 these days, but in F2 or in F3 they just go for every gap to show the F1 teams that they're capable of getting good results. But that was Wario onto the gravel at the exit of Spoon. Unlucky for him, that puts him down into 10th position, but he will still have DRS on Sweeney's and Riley. As Wario not looking comfortable currently on the brand new set of softs, but Sweeney's, will he be close enough to Riley? No, he is not. That's no future to see on into the pits for a brand new set of softs. He will probably try to go for the fastest lap time. He will of course get 1 point if he gets the fastest lap time in the top 10, and because all the drivers that haven't retired are in the top 10, he just has to set the fastest lap time and not retire. As that is EPR Wario making a mistake at the Dunlop corner. I think he has retired from the session. I'm not sure what's happening. Maybe his wheel disconnected, but I'm not entirely sure. I'm gonna spectate him because I want to see what happens. He reverses. I'm not sure what happened to him. Must have been some glitch, or maybe his controller disconnected, or wheel, depends what he is using. But that is very unlucky for him. Oh, he has a little bit of front wing damage, as I just got a voice crack. That is Campbell with the fastest lap time, 1 minute 30.2. Great lap time from him. I think that was a Tech's qualifying lap time. I think he started in 10th position, but I'm not sure on that one. But Sweeney's now going side by side with Riley. Riley has to pull out of the move, but he goes down the inside into turn 2. They're going side by side now into the S section, but Riley has to pull out. Now that has given no future to see an opportunity to catch up to them both because of them battling. As Wario gets a 3-second time penalty, unlucky to him, but now the two Torosso drivers are fighting. Pisa Parker will have DRS on Bryn, but I don't think he's quite close enough to him. Going back to the battle for 7th position, that was no future to see. Going down the inside of Riley into the hairpin. Now no future to see is on a mission. He goes down the inside into Spoon. Great overtake. Oh, he collects Sweeney's collects Riley after he got spun out by no future to see. Unlucky for them too. It's now Sector on the 19 lap old mediums. You can see the tire wear on the tires. Sector is sliding quite a bit currently. Hopefully his tires don't pop like they did to Dane Star in F2 at the start of the season. Now the heroic overtake of No Future C has kinda ended the great battle we had. Sweeney's for some reason has retired from the session even though he was in the points. Of course, if I'm not mistaken, retirees don't get any points. Now Pizza Park, this is the only battle we have on track currently. Pizza Parker and Bryn, the two Torosso drivers. I want to just go on board with Sector. I want to see how bad the tire wear is. I want to see if he is sliding a lot. He keeps in 5th, goes down to 4th. As the Arasaka Planning has left the session. He of course retired earlier on in the session. Now on to Dunlop. Into the two Degnas now. He has quite a lot of VRS. He has around half of it, 51 to be exact. Into the Kobayashi hairpin. This will be probably the ultimate test for the tires. Yeah, there's a little bit of wheel spin. I'll check Brain. Yeah, there's not as much on the two Torosso drivers with 5 and 8 lap younger tires. Riley onto the softs. No future to see. Also on brand new softs. Wario on brand new mediums. But Pizza Parker now, he will be fighting for 2nd position. Hopefully he doesn't crash Bryn out, and it could end up with a no point scoring finish for Torosso's. Pizza Parker tries to look for a move down the inside of 130R. If you're listening to me, Pizza Parker, just go for a move. Honestly, I want to see it happen. As now we're on to the final lap of the Japanese Grand Prix. It's been quite a race. Now Pizza Parker not close enough to Bryn. I think that could have been one of the last overtaking spots for him. He will now be in hot lap mode. Bryn doesn't have a lot of VRS to play with, but Pizza Parker is in hot lap mode. In moments like this, I want to have like 2 screens for a spectator mode so I can see Sector crossing the line and Bryn and Pizza Parker fighting in at the same time. As Riley and Wario, I want to say, have been lapped. Yes, they have. Now Pizza Parker 4/10 off Bryn. Yellow flags in sector 1. That is for EPR. Wario spinning it at the S's, but going back to the fight between the two Torossos. Pizza Parker has messed up, I think, because he's only within the 8/10s. That surely isn't enough. He puts it into overtake mode. Bryn is also in overtake mode though, and it has been quite an anticlimactic finish to the battle of the two Torossos. But as we see now, Sector goes through the finish line to win the Japanese Grand Prix. Bryn in 2nd, Pizza Parker in 3rd. Now Cornelius, the 2nd Renault, will finish in 4th position with New Zealand Cam right behind him unless penalties take into account, and we could see Cam in front of Cornelius as Cam was pushing it a bit and he got another 3-second time penalty. As Cornelius 4th. No, it's New Zealand Cam 4th. Cornelius 5th. Even with that 3-second time penalty, it wasn't enough for Cornelius to not lose his 4th position. But TG Vitinho, the championship leader, not the best race from him, 6th position. No future to see the man in 3rd, 7th. Riley, the man in 2nd position in the standings. He will finish 8th, as Wario has finished 9th on his return to EVR. Of course, back in the day it was known as EPR. As the race was 43 minutes long and 56 seconds, which is quite short. I want to check Wario's time if it even shows up. But the top 3, all with the 1 stop, the rest of the grid 2 or 3 stops. But it has been a great race in my opinion, and it will be a 3rd win for the Renault of sector. Of course, he has jumped back up after the DNF in Italy. That was quite a chaotic race 2 weeks ago. Of course, we had a 1 week break, but that is the two Toro Rosso drivers on the podium, and the Renault of sector on the top step of the podium here tonight in EVR. I'm going to go through the point paying through the drivers in the points. It was Sector in first, Bryn in second, Peter Parker in third, New Zealand Cam 4, 5th Cornelius, 6th Vitinho, 7th No Future to See, Riley 8th, Wario 9th, and Sweeney's in 10th, but I don't think you'll be getting classified. My two driver of the day nominees will go to New Zealand Cam, and I'm not sure about the second one. I think I'm gonna give it to Sector. He nursed to his tires at the very end to secure the lead. He also got the fastest lap time, I think. I'm not sure. No, I think it was New Zealand Cam, but this was F3 for you tonight. Check back next week. We will have I think the Sochi Autodrome next. Same time next week, 8 PM GMT. I was your commentator, Candy Minty. And bye.